Okay, so here's what we're starting with. I just kind of want to show what I got going before we bust out the new pieces and start working on the summer project. I moved here a couple years ago and I had about 1,000-gallon in-ground pond at my old house. Didn't have a pond here, so I got this hot tub from my uncle and set it up, put a pond liner in it, and my fish have been in there for about 2 years now. Started digging this new pond over here, but I've been a little lazy finishing it, so hopefully this summer I can get that done. It's going to be an above and below ground pond. I can put a link in the description of my previous one, which is what I'm going to base this off of. So all I really got in here is a air pump. This is basically the Tetra Whisper, the pond version. It's a little heavier duty and it's green instead of blue. You can see there's a large koi in there, pretty big. She's probably 5 years old. And then this white one is the only other koi. And he's probably 3 or 4 years old. Quite a few goldfish. I have this homemade biological and physical filter. It's full of bio balls and also some filter media and some gravel, and they're holding it down. It actually does really good during the summers. If the pond's covered in algae, if I clean this thing out and set it back up, the pond will be clear within a day. I can't really tell you what the pump is on it. It's an old pump that was at my old house when I moved in. I just stuck it to it. It's so old you can't even really read the branding or anything. And there's also a Laguna Power Clear. Can't really see it. You can look it up. I'll put a link in the description of that as well. It's pretty nice. It used to have a nice fountain head. It has a UV clarifier in it. I'm going to upgrade with this project to a much nicer UV. But that was my first one, was in this Power Clear. And then it also has some biological filtration in it and some physical media and a fountain head all in one piece. So that's all I got here. Trying to make it nice with some rocks. We're going to make it much nicer as we go through. So alright, so we are now inside. The 3 items that I'll be unboxing, I'll make a separate video for each one to add to the pond over the next few weeks this summer. Try to upgrade this hot tub a little bit. The first one is this Tetra debris handling pump. I got it, the 4,000 gallon per hour one, because it was actually cheaper than the 3,000 gallon per hour one, which doesn't make much sense, but that's how it was on Amazon. So my cheap side took over and I got the bigger one since it was cheaper. I'm hoping this will keep me from having to unclog pumps as often as I do now due to leaves and stuff like that. And also it's got pretty good reviews online, so we'll see how that is. The second one is this 40 watt UV stainless steel sterilizer. It's supposed to sterilize up to 10,800 gallons of water. You guys have seen that 500, 600 gallon hot tub out there. This is way overkill, and I know that. This was on sale, Pet Values. All the ones in the US were closing down, and I went to the local one, and they had everything inside 90% off on their last day. And I found this like up under a shelf. I guess nobody had seen it, for $30, marked down from 400. So we're gonna hook this bad boy up and see what it does. The last thing, I wanted to get the Tetra version of this, but due to the size tubing I needed for this giant UV light, this pump will handle that size. I believe it's 1.5 inches or 2 inches. That then goes, will go from the pump to the UV clarifier to the waterfall. But the Tetra waterfall needed a smaller tubing. Could have just got a converter, but I wanted it to be simple. Saw this one, it was actually a little bit cheaper. Seems to be the same thing. So we'll see how the Aquascape pond waterfall filter does as well. And like I said, I'll do a separate unboxing for that. And I'll have all 3 of those. I'll put links in the description if you want to see those. Alright, so we got the clarifier, my new tubing. I went with the Total Pond 1.5 inch. A little nicer, but I get kind of sketched out since the tubing's outside the pond. I definitely don't want to have a leak in tubing. You can drain your whole pond depending on how low your pump is. Got the pump, the Tetra, and the waterfall. So let me rig this stuff up here and I'll get back to you. Alright, so it's been 2 days since I removed the old stuff and hooked up this new UV light and made the waterfall. Already looking much better out here. I need to finish the rocks around it than I did before. Nothing's leaking. Got the UV light there. The filter. Ran a little piece of wood over it so that it could hold those rocks up. Need to find something to do with the hosing. Kind of paranoid the dogs will get at it, or I might like put a tote down here and set the hose in it, because this backside you can't really see from the house. But the big thing is the water is the absolute clearest it has ever been. I can actually see the bottom, and I don't know if I literally in a year have been able to see the bottom. So far so good. I bet that has a lot to do with the UV light. There's just a lot of murky algae in it, and I think most of the murkiness now is tannins from this driftwood that I'm trying to waterlog in here. Got it held down with the center block there, but yeah, so far so good.